Notts County Talk, we are live with episode 18 of the Pavis Perspective podcast. Thank you for all of you that are joining us this evening. As you always do on Thursday evenings, it's massively appreciated. How you doing, George? All right?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you.
Good stuff.
So, the show's sort of been turned on its head. We were going to talk about something towards the end of the show that we're going to discuss at the start. Before I get onto that, two quick things. If I direct it to the chat, today's question, as Christmas looms, Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner, is it acceptable or unacceptable? We'll give our answer at the end. Is it acceptable or unacceptable? Yorkshire pudding on your Christmas dinner might depend where you're from around the country or where you currently are. But yeah, if you vote on that, I'm going to cast my vote. I've done it. I'm there. And also, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. We've recently pushed over the 1,700 subscribe mark, which is unbelievable, like massive. This season, we've made great strides. Evening, Callum. So we'll get on with the show. We always start, don't we, George, by talking about the opposition that we played the week previous. Southend, you'd think loads to talk about, but unfortunately, we've got to talk about COVID and the current situation. I joked on the way to football last week, didn't I? Not joked. I sort of threw a comment in there saying, enjoy it, lads. It might be the last one. We watched live for a while and we sort of all like brushed it off. You said no chance. And this week's gone mad, hasn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? It just feels like, obviously it's the same for every team, innit? But it just sort of feels like COVID's got this like negative doom over Notts. Like, originally we were on fire. Like the game before COVID shut off the season last time, we'd just be easily 4-0. We were on a solid run. We played some fantastic games. We beat Barrow away as well. It just sort of feels like we're getting to where we need to be in terms of knowing best 11. We've brought in some good loan players, which Richardson was fantastic. And it seems to be climbing up again, doesn't it? Now, I'm not saying that it's definitely cancelled at the weekend. That's not what we're saying, but it's sort of looking that way, isn't it? When you look at the teams higher up in the Prem, where they're going to have sanctions all over the place, aren't they? They'll have rigorous testing. You think it's probably the safest level of football, wouldn't you, really? So you can sort of see it maybe creeping down. They're talking about doing a break over Christmas, aren't they, into the new year? Which, for an entertainment point of view, for me is heartbreaking because I've got all Christmas off, as do you, Tom. I'm sure you watch plenty of football as I do as well. So it could go one or two ways, couldn't it, really? But it's looking, to me at the minute, like it's going to the way of maybe having a break. But with Chesterfield calling off their game at the weekend as well, it's not looking good, is it?
Well, you look at Saturday already, 2 days in advance, Premier League. Man U Brighton postponed, Brentford Southampton postponed, Watford Crystal Palace postponed, West Ham Norwich postponed. 2 games left currently. Now that's gone up since I last looked. Championship, Cardiff Derby postponed, Coventry Stoke, Millwall Preston, QPR Swansea, Luton Reading. That's half the games postponed in that division. You were going down. League One, you've got 5 games postponed in League One. When I looked about 2 hours ago, that was 3 games postponed. You go down to League Two, 3 games postponed in League Two. We've still got all of Friday to go. FA Trophy, it hasn't quite updated on the app I use. Obviously, we've got that Chesterfield one that's off. It just feels very doom and gloom at the minute. And yeah, Altrincham, personally, you're thinking about getting your ticket. When do you buy a ticket? Do you get your ticket now? Do you get your ticket tomorrow? Do you get it? Do you wait till an hour before kickoff? When the prices increase? I don't really know what the answer is. But the way it's gone with Chesterfield, are they going to want to play? Probably not. I mean, we sort of said a little backhand comment a few weeks ago on the show that they're just going to postpone anyway because they won't want to play. Looks like they maybe won't be playing Chesterfield. That game when it was postponed on the 4th of December, we were gutted for that. The fact that could not be on again, I just feel absolutely gutted. And football without fans. We've spoken to Dion Kelly Evans on here. We've spoken to Rodriguez. We spoke to Ian Birchnell at the what was it, like the
fans forum?
Yeah, the fans forum. Carl Cameron was there asking about how football was without fans. Horrible. They said it was horrible. We don't want to go back to that. Definitely don't want to go back to that.
And I really hope it doesn't. I hope this sort of is bringing some, I don't know, just something in place to maybe just stop that from happening. Because I don't know, it's difficult and it's hard to know what to do because it is strange times in it, and obviously numbers are increasing. But if everyone's, the people that have been vaccinated, etc., maybe go down that avenue. I'm not really sure. Maybe a negative test, like when you go abroad, you have to do that, don't you? You have to prove a negative test. Can't see much of a difference really for football grounds, but
what football's got in its favour is it's outdoors, and
Mm-hmm.
from what we best know, and it's pretty much almost guaranteed, the players aren't catching COVID from the fans. So but then it's about transmission between fans at the ground. Max says, this is something I read earlier. Max, you're correct with this one. EFL have said today if they can field 14 players with a goalkeeper, the game's on. If you've got your 3 subs, the game is on.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that, but at the same time, what if one side hasn't got COVID in the camp at all? One side has it, but it's all right saying that. But if it's not, and Carl Roberts is out, Ruben Rodriguez is out, Kyle Cameron's out, but we can field, Carl Wotton's out, we can field Eli Sam up top, and we're playing. So if that was to come in this for this Tuesday, we have to play Eli Sam up top, against Chesterfield, because we've got no one else, but we've got enough players. No Kyle Cameron. That's when it starts to be. It's great and it is fair for everyone because it's a blanket rule, but it starts to feel unfair when it would affect us like that.
I like what Chris has just said as a resolve.
6
aside.
Now through to the end of January. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that working. To be fair, we'd have the best 6-a-side team. You just know Carl Roberts at 6-a-side would be absolutely disgraceful.
Menace.
You don't have crosses coming in the box from 6-a-side. Flo can be the best keeper in the league. Down at Power League. Power League's not even that expensive. So I'd sort it there. What other comments have we got coming through? I could get through it if the football kept going and there was streaming. No, it's crossed my mind. It's probably not. But they're streaming for the Altrincham game, isn't there, on Saturday? You wonder if that's maybe testing it out again. I don't know. Part of me now thinks whether could they see this coming? Are they testing it out? Because I can't see why else. I know they've moved the kickoff, and I know we can probably do the streaming because it's an FA Trophy game. But why do that?
Terrible time in it. It's absolutely awful, and it's just been the longest 2 years ever, hasn't it? All this.
Yeah, it's going to keep going. Callum spent £40 to go to Chesterfield away. It'd be good for it to be called off. Obviously, we'll get the. I feel like we'll probably get a refund at this point. I don't think they'll rearrange the fixture because they don't know what's going to happen. So I feel like it would be a refund for the game. But yeah, like trains and things. I think Callum, you messaged us about the train. Looking at prices, it will be very, very difficult. But they get, as George has said, the games aren't called off. They're just flying around. Every game's getting called off up and down the country currently. So, if not to make it to Saturday, you hope, don't you? Yeah, Chris says here, as long as Bournemouth can field 14 fans, all fixtures should continue. In that case, Chris, I don't think the season's going to continue. I cannot see that happening. With all due respect, they'll struggle. They will. I remember listening to the Bournemouth away fixture with Marcelo and Charlie Slater, and it literally sounds like they're in a library, like literally.
Is this a library?
Yeah. Also, Callum, knowing National League will call it off at 7:15. That's all. That's a possibility. There's some games that have been right down to the wire. So Premier League game last night, 7:30 kickoffs they were, and I think it was called off at 5:30. That's not good. That's really not good. So I'd rather get it in early. But the next few days we'll decide whether we play Chesterfield and whether we have a separate Chesterfield preview because we're hoping to have that. Because on the positive side, if it goes ahead, I'm absolutely buzzing for Chesterfield, aren't you?
Yeah. Do you know what? I was just thinking, what a week! Like, imagine we do a job on Chesterfield on Tuesday, and it all goes ahead, and we go, and it's just a great occasion. And then you got Christmas on is it the Saturday? Yeah, it is the Saturday.
Yeah.
What a week. What a week. To beat Chesterfield on the Tuesday night.
Christmas dinner on the Saturday. Kings Lynn away on the Sunday. You know, and the way Kings Lynn have been playing, all due respect, if we were to get something against Chesterfield, like if we were to get 3 points against Chesterfield, I'd feel very confident going into Kings Lynn away, I think.
Yeah, and you've got to look at Saturday's result. You know, it's just a really good result. And everyone was saying it was a poor Southend side. I don't think they were that poor. You know, I thought they played some decent football, and I think at first half especially they were a lot better than I expected them to be. Like we did a job on them. Second half, it was could have been a lot more than 4. I think.
Yeah, to be fair, they did start very well. I think their start was sort of like a reaction to the news they've gone into a transfer embargo and everything's going wrong off the pitch. One of those, it really did seem like they'd come out, they got the lead, and if the longer that game would have gone on, the more they would have held on to that lead and been stubborn. But because they are so low, the fans are just low with morale at the minute. The players must be pretty low. Once they conceded that goal, that was really it. They had nothing left to hold on to, I don't think.
Yeah.
But we'll look at that game because that's what we're originally going to start with. We've spoken about the COVID. You know, this will probably be outdated in the next 20 minutes when it's up because there'll be new rules or there'll be something new that's come in. You know, the games we don't know. Things change all the time, so we'll go off that subject for a little bit and talk about that. So something I have to talk about from the Southend game is Richardson. Have to talk about him.
Joke. Absolute joke of a player.
Joke of a player.
He's far too good, isn't he?
Yeah. 34 games for Forest Green in League 2 previously. I think he's been at Exeter as well. He was unbelievable.
Cut above and so
when
that
you
second
saw
goal. And do you know the thing is for the second goal? Yeah, it was a great assist from Richardson. I give it him. But the pass through from Vincent, what a goal!
Yeah, that's the football.
Could have had a couple of goals as well. Richardson could have.
Yeah, that's the football we've been wanting to see, and that's the football that teams in this division cannot live with. If you've got third man runs, you know, players taking other players out of the game just from the runs they're doing, like they literally could not deal with us. So for me, Richardson, and this is, I hate to go back to the situation with the Chesterfield game. If that Chesterfield game is to go ahead, you know, we've got Richardson in the side. If we don't extend his loan, potentially we wouldn't have him again. And I think when you've got a player that in the previous game has put in that kind of performance, Chesterfield are going to be looking at him as a target, like a player to stop, and it will limit them going down the wing. I don't know. I don't really look at anything to do with Chesterfield, but I don't know if Calvin Miller's playing or what side he's playing on. But if you've got someone like Deon Kelly Evans or you've got Richardson, it pushes, if Miller is playing that side, it pushes him 10 yards back, I think. So, yeah, unbelievable. Anything else you take from that Southend game? I think it... Go on, I'll let you speak.
Just the quality of football we saw, really. I think, like you said, I mean, going back to that second goal, I know Richard from Notts County Stats, he sort of depicted it, didn't he, on Twitter? And when you break it down, like, what a goal! And there was even players arriving. I think there was 3 players. One was Cameron, one was Taylor. I can't remember who the other one was, but they're all defensive players, and they're in the box waiting for the attack. Like, just incredible. But yeah, just the football we were playing was probably the best we've seen so far this season, in my opinion, in that second half.
Yeah, we were getting messages from someone at the Southend Echo newspaper that wanted us to do a quick piece before kickoff. We did retweet. You might have seen it. So he was messaging us, and after we gave him a few answers like who's the target, who's the danger man to watch out for, how have we been playing, so on and so forth. And then one of the questions he asked a couple of days after the game, he basically messaged and said, like, for the life of me, I cannot work out your formation, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said he studied it, but he can't work out how we're playing. If he can't work out how we're playing, I'll take that.
Fluid.
That's how fluid the football must have been. You know, and if I know that's a journalist, it's not someone that's like literally trained to watch us like that, like a scout would be. But you know, if we're that fluid, other teams are going to have problems. You know, trying to plan for it. And I think last season, I think you'll agree, George, all teams had to do was press.
Yeah,
they just had to press.
I've just seen something in the chat here that I want to discuss because you just love
Don't
to see
bother.
it. Ed Francis masterclass. He's only on the pitch for 10 minutes and he got my man of the match.
Yeah, but they had a midfielder in goal.
He didn't score, so it don't matter. He was fantastic.
Yeah, but
Fantastic.
that cross gets claimed by the keeper if there's a goalie. No,
The
it
agenda
doesn't.
against Francis is a joke.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, he came on. It's good to have him coming on with that confidence, but for me, there's no way he's breaking into that midfield at all. I don't think.
I mean, maybe there is though. You know,
There's not though.
Well, there is because Ruben's going to be out, isn't he, for the next game?
Well, there's not though, is there? You wouldn't
Who's
put
who's coming in for him? Jim.
Cara.
Good point. Yeah.
You can't put Ed Francis in a front two with Kyle Wootton.
I'm not saying put him in a front two with Kyle Wootton.
You just said where would you put? You said Ruben's out.
Yeah, drop him in. Push Cal up a little bit.
Doesn't work like that. We've finally started to get a set. No, we've finally started to get
suspended.
Yeah, he's suspended, but we've finally started to get a settled team. You don't start mixing around where Cal Roberts plays. I tell you, it has to be.
I think it'd be good playing off Woods.
He might well be, but he literally DM'd me the other day on Twitter and said that he wants to stay in that position.
No, he didn't.
Honestly, yes, he did.
No, he didn't. No.
So that brings me on to the point of rotation for this game then, because the rotation for this game would have an effect on Chesterfield. I know we're not going to go too much into detail about the Chesterfield game today because we're hoping, fingers crossed, it all goes well to have a preview. I think Sunday night, aren't we? A special Sunday Pavis perspective preview. They don't come around often. We'll call it a Christmas special Pavis perspective preview for Chesterfield.
Tom's going to have tinsel.
And if the game doesn't go ahead, we'll still have a Sunday night. We'll have a Notts County Talk George karaoke session where you can put requests in this chat and George will perform some Christmas karaoke to lift the mood.
But Shania Twain can't beat it.
Oh, honestly,
you just can't beat it.
Some people in the chat, I can tell some people are hoping it does get cancelled so we can see a bit of karaoke, Christmas karaoke. If you'd like to see that, drop a few songs in there that George could get practicing as well.
You could showcase your choir boy talents as well.
Oh yeah, I dust them off. Ian says here, Tom, if the Chesterfield game is off, what happens to Tattoo Bet? So if you haven't seen, I bet that Chesterfield wouldn't get 12 points from the next 4 league games. Their 4 league games were Grimsby, Halifax, Notts, Halifax, Stockport. They got 3 points against Grimsby, but I think I'm safe here because the Stockport game's been rearranged because they've got Chelsea in. So technically,
No.
I don't think they can do it.
No. You can't be doing that.
I don't think they can do it.
That's the biggest ball I've ever seen in my life. That is.
I don't think they can do it. The next game they've got Dover or someone. Of course they're going to pick up 3 points. No.
That's why you don't make silly bets, Tom.
Yeah, but that bet was the next 4 league games at that time. It doesn't matter. There's not going to be 4 league games in the next 3 months at this rate, so we'll be all right. So I've really got sidetracked there by the karaoke. So leading to that then, would you rotate for Altrincham with Chesterfield in mind? Because at this point, is Kyra Mitchell match fit enough to start against Chesterfield?
I'd say so. I think all of these, a lot of the players that we have on our bench should be ready to come in.
490?
It's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, I can't see why not. They've got nothing to do other than train, really, haven't they? If they're not, and they'll be playing matches in training. You know, they'll have that fitness there, 100%. Whether it be the full 90 or not, I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to see him in. He deserves the opportunity, I think.
Yeah, and when he did come in against Tamworth, which was the game which someone's mentioned was Vincent's breakthrough game, then I think it'd be worth playing. Are you? Obviously, we want to win games. Are you bothered about the trophy this year?
I am. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to not be, isn't it? I think, let's focus on the league. But you just got to install that winning mentality. Like, who wants to go into a game and think, I don't care if we lose this game? Because what kind of mentality does that put across? Like, if Birchall goes into this game and says, oh, well, like, you can't even say to your players, I don't want to win this game. You know what I mean? There's means and ways to say certain things like that. But I think if you want to win the league, I think you just got to want to win everything. You know what I mean? You got to have that mentality to want to win everything.
Mm.
So I think it's important to do well in competitions like this.
Do you remember at the fans forum?
Mm.
Carl Cameron said he wants to win the trophy, didn't he? He said he wants to win the trophy. He said he wants to win the league and the trophy. I agree. So, you know, some of the best games
The
we've
trophy's
had.
massive as well, isn't it?
Eh?
Yeah,
As
you
in the
ever seen
actual
it?
trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The competition's massive as well. It's on par with like that. It's probably bigger than that UEFA Conference League, I'd say. I'd say it's on par with that.
Notts County Talk mugs are bigger than that.
They literally are. So, you know, some more of them coming out soon. But the trophy's given us some of the best moments. And people don't give it enough. I remember almost everyone had left that Dagenham game back in January.
The stairs were filling up, weren't they?
The stairs were filling up, and there was like 2,000 people there. And Michael Doe scores from the halfway line.
I'll never forget that.
No, it's once in a lifetime thing to see.
Yeah.
It was insane as well. And like, yes, I know that things didn't go to plan, and we've lost like two trophy semi-finals, haven't we? We lost to Harrogate, and I don't really want to say it. We lost to Hornchurch. I mean,
they went on to win it. To be fair,
yeah.
Credit to them.
We literally thought it'd be a good idea to do a watch along, didn't we, for that one? You probably know the story, and then all of a sudden, we had 450 people watching us lose a penalty shootout. That was painful. That's got to be one of the lowest days of some Notts players' career, to be fair. We talk about match fitness. That kind of gets rid of the match fitness like idea, doesn't it? Because they didn't have a game for about 3 months, and they were just playing each other in training. But the trophy for me gives us a really good opportunity, and we'll go on to talk about that now. And a lot of people are already putting in the chat who they would rotate. Max has said 8 changes. 8 changes, is that a lot? I don't think it is. I really don't think it is.
8 changes?
Yeah, can we field 8 changes? We probably could.
Would you change your team that much?
Would I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Why?
I just think you've got to keep a similar team. Like, we're literally playing Chesterfield on Tuesday, and I think we can definitely do a job on these at home. Like, I'm not brushing them aside or anything like that. But
they beat us earlier season.
I know, but it's different. There was a way, wasn't it? I just feel like we're doing really well at home. I think we've got the best home form in the league, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
So, I mean, that into account, we should really be looking to beat these. And I think we should really not change the team. I'd like to see a couple of changes. Obviously, Cairo come in, maybe.
We'll go for our team now, shall we? We'll go for our team.
Yeah, go on then.
So, in goal, who are you having in goal?
I'm
not having Slocum. Not for this game.
What, you put Brooks in?
Yeah. I don't think the goalkeeper necessarily makes a big difference. I go Brooks. What better opportunity to play, you know? I don't want to keep going back to it. I really don't. But, you know, football does get stopped for a little bit, for a month or two. Let Brooks have an opportunity to play. You know, he's enjoyed some, like, shorter seasons with the last year or so. And he's at a pivotal age. Like, he got called up the England camp.
Yeah, he'll be buzzing off that. And do you know when I seen him in pre-season against Colville? I think he played the first half. He was really good. He made some good saves. Really good.
It's just a good opportunity, and I think it'll be good management as well. Like, why would you just keep playing Slocum?
Yeah.
Why? Like, there's not really much need in my eyes to carry on playing Sam Slocum for a game like this. So we'll go Brooks in goal. Agreed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Formation the same. I would keep the formation the same.
Yeah.
Who's playing for you then in that back three?
I think back three. I think Chickson.
Agreed. Yeah. Defo.
Cameron.
Okay.
And Rawlinson.
Yeah, I'll agree on Rawlinson. I do Chickson, Rawlinson. Lacey's made a paper, so I wouldn't put Lacey in, I don't think. And I'll probably play Brindley, purely because I don't think he got our lowest rating in the player ratings.
I think Cameron will want this to play this game though. Like you were just saying at the fans forum, he said he wants to win the trophy. He'll want to play this game, I think.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm
And
gonna
these
go.
are still in our league. Like we still need to field a fairly good, strong starting 11. And I feel like
Definitely.
he's a staple. He's a club captain.
Wing backs.
Richardson.
Yeah.
Who we need to juice
Agreed.
him with everything that we possibly can. And you know what? Give Parsons a run out.
Oh, agreed. Yeah.
I thought he was really good when he came on.
I thought he was really good. I want Taylor firing for that game against Chesterfield. So we agreed. Rawlinson, I think he can play. He can play this game and he can play the Chesterfield game, I think. Some people saying put Dion Kelly Evans in. I don't actually know if he's. I think it was an illness issue rather than an injury issue.
With them bringing in like a month-long loan and saying that he's ill, and he's been at games, they've not specified what it is, but I think it's not going to be like a week or two sort of thing, is it?
No. So I'll just keep Richardson on, definitely. Yeah. So that's the only difference is I'd have Brindley and you'd have Kyle Cameron so far.
Yeah.
Midfield 3 then. Obviously, Ruben's suspended for the Chesterfield game, but not this game. So where are you going?
Midfield 3, Ed Francis.
Yeah.
Matty Palmer, Frank Vincent.
Ed Francis, Jim O'Brien, Frank Vincent. Matty Palmer's played a stupid amount of football. I know he can cope with it, but he's played a lot.
Engine of a bloke. He
is, but I think let Jim O'Brien, Ed Francis, with his 96% pass accuracy, ping it out to Parsons this time. And then that leaves 3 positions. No, it doesn't, does it? It leaves 2.
Ping it out to Parsons. I'm going to go for Roberts and... No, I'm not. I'm going to go for Wharton and Mitchell.
I'm going to go Mitchell, Eli Sam. If Eli Sam doesn't even play a part in this game, if Nott's career looks over already, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I feel like it's been said a couple of times now.
Yeah, he's got to play a part in this game. There are lineups. They do differ a little bit. I think we've got 3 players different between the 2 of us. Ultimately, Chris says here, the lineup will be decided by whether the Chesterfield game goes ahead. The only issue with that is, what if the Chesterfield
time frame
hasn't been decided? I like what Notts have said. Notts have said that they'll keep us updated as early as possible, because we don't want what happened in the Premier League last night, where it's cancelled an 8-hour round trip game, 4 hours one way is cancelled 2 hours before kickoff. We don't want that situation. So I'm just very, very 50-50. Will it happen? Will it not? But it could well be the day before. It could well be the day before. We'll go on this then. Ian, if we could move Sam on in New Year, I would, and get another striker. Would you, George? Have you given up on Sam now? We've always said there's a player there. He scored a goal.
There is a player there, and it's
scored some
good
goals. Well, every time he's been on, he's been so short of confidence, I think.
Yeah. Ship him out on loan, maybe. I don't know.
But I don't know if... I think loans in this league only really work for players like Brooks. Younger players. You might have a loan and we're still paying 50-60% of his wages.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
And then you can't bring a permanent player in. I'll bring Tashmanga in, I think. I'd offer a swap deal. A straight swap, I think. Eli Sam for Tashmanga.
Someone's not adding up there.
Honestly, you sell him a little line. You say, look, you show him a highlights reel, Puskás goal, right? and then you show him that goal against Wealdstone where he nutmegs the player, you play the push goal again after it, yeah, but distract them a bit so they think, oh, he scored 2 goals like that. Maybe change the colour of the kits on the video. They're going to think he's a world beater, absolute world beater. And then just say, look, we'll even, like, we'll drive him to you sort of thing. But for me, yeah, I agree with Ian. If he could move him on, you know, he's had a tough time, but he's had a hard time. So, and he's not getting in there Kara Mitchell. And he's actually being kept out by a midfielder and Rodriguez as well. So I tend to agree with that. For a player who's 6'5", he has to be the worst header of the ball I've ever seen. To be fair, Max, he doesn't really get long enough on the pitch. I don't necessarily think. Like, I don't think he's had any chance, and I don't think he's fancied by Birchall either. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, we've not seen him, have we? Really, under Birchall?
No, not really.
Maybe twice.
He's not. I don't think he's started under Birchall. I might be wrong.
No.
Before we go to our score prediction, then let's have a look at this question, George. Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner, acceptable or unacceptable? If you haven't voted, quickly get your voting now in the chat. Is a Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner acceptable or unacceptable? And as a Notts County fan channel here, we only bring you premium content.
Premium.
Like this is the important question, because look, you're looking at 9 days till Christmas.
This is free. All you have to do is subscribe. It's unbelievable.
It is literally free. I mean, I don't want to like tempt fate, but on Sunday the Chesterfield preview is going to be asking if you've done your Christmas shopping yet.
And if it's called off on Monday, I'm going to be doing karaoke.
Exactly. Well, the preview is Sunday, so somebody's not adding up there.
I just don't know what's going on.
Karaoke. We could be doing a preview, finish the preview, and 10 minutes later it's cancelled, but there we go.
We'll do a karaoke.
Right, George. Yes, Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Acceptable or unacceptable?
I have never had a Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner. Unacceptable.
I'm saying Yorkshire pudding on a Christmas dinner for me is acceptable.
Have you ever had one?
Yeah, I have.
Last year?
Not last year, no.
Year before?
No. The year before that. I do remember the last 2 years. The thing before that, right, we could go on for ages, because Max has said sweet corn. I'm not having sweet corn on a Christmas dinner, I'm afraid. It can't be. It's got to be actually corn on the cob if you're having that, like the smaller ones. You can't be having tin sweet corn with your Christmas dinner. That doesn't add up for me. But no, Yorkshire pudding is only when I got with my partner, and I sat down for Christmas dinner one year and had Yorkshire pudding on my plate. I was the same as you, George. I felt like tipping my plate saying unacceptable. And I ate it and I thought, top class. Absolutely top class.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's acceptable. And 79% of people agree. Why would you not have it?
It's just not right.
Of course it is. Chris says homemade as well. Chris is spot on. Ian, more important, aren't bested or homemade? Yeah, homemade.
It has to be homemade. Yorkshire ones have to be homemade, but just not on Christmas Day, lads. You know what I mean?
There's literally no reason to not get more carbs in your dinner. So,
yeah, you're absolutely right, but it's just not a tradition, is it?
It is. It is going to be in my house this Christmas anyway. Right, score prediction then. Why are you all over that Christmas dinner poll? 79% of people agree. You're not coming anyway. Right.
21%.
More acceptable than Christmas pudding, Chris. This show could be going on for 2 hours if we start.
More acceptable than Christmas pudding? Who said that?
Pudding. Chris, I love Christmas pudding. Oh. Well, we're getting sidetracked here from the Altrincham score prediction.
Oh, right. Dear.
Oh, it's Max. Max is saying massive Christmas Yorkshire pudding with your Christmas dinner inside. Love that. You should trademark that.
Do you know what? You know what I saw the other day? I went to town the other day in the market square. They're doing Yorkshire pudding wraps.
You're about 4 years behind with that.
Taste sensation, man.
They've been going for years. They've been going for years. Anyway, score prediction. You're getting sidetracked. Will you be at the game Saturday at 7:30?
I won't.
Nightmare for you.
Yeah, I'd organise the meal for. There's a big group of us going. We do it every year, and I'd actually organise it, pushed it back to 7:30. Actually, it's booked for. Just pushed it back. So thinking not to have a game at 3, and I'd be able to make it to the meal then after. Couldn't move it back. It's too late. Not happened. Too late. Heartbreak.
So, what is your prediction for this game? Notts County, FA Trophy, home game to Altrincham.
Chicks and hat-trick, 3-0.
Chicks and hat-trick 3-0. I'm going 3-2. I think it'll be a good game. I think 3-2. And I think not Eli Sam. That's too hot. That's probably less realistic than your Chicks and hat-trick at the minute. I'm going to go for... I know, exactly. I'm going to go for 3-2. I'm going to say that we'll see Ed Francis score 2. I'm going to go and put it out there, and Richardson to get 1. The way he was overlapping was sensational. Put your score predictions in them. We'll get those put up.
That's a good one.
Are you really going 3-0 Chicks and hat-trick?
No, I'm not. I think it's going to be... I don't think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be one of those like tight contests. I think it'll be a 1-0, and I think Ed Francis.
Fair enough. We've got Notts 1, Neil Palmer, 2,986. I don't think it'll be that high. Honestly, I don't think it'll be 2,000.
I think it'll be just over 1,000, I think.
I think some people will watch on stream. Some people will be like you. It's the last Saturday before Christmas. They might be out. Some people might see it as an opportunity to save a bit of money before Christmas. I know it's only £10. Some people might just not be interested. And then, as much as I hate to say it, some people might be a bit concerned about COVID at the minute and just not turn up, which is a shame. Notts 3, Altrincham 1, Mitchell hat-trick.
That'd be nice.
A 5-4 in front of 163 people. I will be one of those 163. 5-4 in front of 163. Max says 2 on Altrincham, sloppy performance. Equally, I could see that happening as well. I could equally see that happening.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put this up, George, because you always love Callum's predictions. We've got a 6-0 Chickson and Eli Sam hat-trick, but it won't be a good game. 6-0 won't be a good game.
Won't be out the game.
Hat-trick. Oh.
It's all right, mate.
I've misread that. I've embarrassed myself. It's all right, though. Don't worry. Won't be at the game. 6-0 would be a good game. Very quickly before we finish on that attendance possibly being low, I don't think it'll affect performance, but say it was to be a sloppy performance like Max has said, would that concern you? If we lost and were really poor going into the Chesterfield game, or do you think it doesn't matter?
No, I don't think it matters. I mean, it's obviously not ideal because, like I said, we want to be having that winning mentality and going into every game with a good stead and leaving every game fairly happy with performances. At this point of the season, leading up to Christmas, it's crucial time, I think, to every season, the Christmas period. But I think we're going to be up for Chesterfield on Tuesday if it goes ahead.
The fans is going to be insane.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got that, and it's just like it's just proven all season that when we play the bigger and better oppositions, that we step up and do really well and put in really disciplined, good performances. So I don't think it's going to be too instrumental what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, as we say though, we do want to go through. I do want to go through.
Of course, yeah.
There's some sides in the division that the competition still that we could definitely be going into the next round. I said that about Hornchurch, but I do believe we'll get a lot further in this. Looking at how many are sold so far for Chesterfield, I'm not sure, but their away allocation didn't seem to be massive, Max. Please tell me there's no replay. Don't think there is. I don't think there's a replay. I hope there's not a replay.
Straight to pens, isn't it?
Yeah, we beat Weirdstone on penalties, didn't we? Last year, away from home. I think it was Weirdstone. It was somebody anyway. So hopefully, and thanks for everyone that's joined us, hopefully we're going to have a Sunday night preview of the Chesterfield game. I'm not quite sure yet. No one knows what's going to happen. Hopefully Altrincham goes ahead on Saturday. Thank you everyone for joining us. And we'll see what news comes out of the club, both us and Chesterfield ahead of that game. But if you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It massively helps us out.